the Prattville Lions Football Review with Coach J.B. Wallace. Brought to you by Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep of Prattville, Trustmark Bank, and Durbin Auto Parts.
Hello, Lion Nation, and welcome into the Prattville Lions Football Review Week 2. Looking back at Prattville's great victory over the Stanhope Elmore Mustangs, 34-13 in Foshee-Henderson Stadium. And Coach, big win against a big rival, and couldn't have come at a better time.
Yeah, man, it was a huge environment, man. It was packed. Every seat was about filled up in there. It was a great night for Prattville football, great night for high school football, and man, we went over there into hostile territory and we got the win. So I was excited for our boys.
No doubt about it, Coach. Every time we go into Foshee-Henderson, it seems like there's always you're fighting against 11 on the field, and people from all over everywhere else just trying to put anything they can to stand in the way of Prattville Lions. And normally it's a 7, 9, 10-point game. But this was a 21-point thumping, and it had to feel good to get that.
Man, yeah, that was one of my concerns going into Foshee-Henderson Stadium. I know how tough it is to play there, and how that is, and stuff just seems to happen. And one of the things I take from it, agree or disagree with what we saw. We got to cut back on the penalties and things like that. But I think overall, our guys, man, through that, they just kept playing, and I was proud of them for that. And that's something that they've done 2 weeks in a row. Good seeing our offense come together again for the second week and get some things accomplished, man. We had a huge night there, and our defense, man, they were rallying to the ball. And out of all the things that I saw, man, one thing that I am proud of defensively is how we got hats to the ball all night. That's something Coach Bull and his staff have been preaching on, get hats to the ball, and we can fix everything else. And they've done a good job making the adjustments that we need to make to be successful over there.
When you got a running back like Arthur McQueen over at Stanhope, you got to put hats to the ball. It takes more than one man to bring that bull down, and you did it all night long.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I think defensively we had a great opportunity to get better at playing those type of backs from the week before. With the running back Pike Road has, man, and he was a load too. So they played against big backs 2 weeks in a row. So our guys were fired up and getting ready for that. Our defensive front, man, they had a good night. Callahan, Minor, J. Lou or Jamar Reed, McConnell, Brown, all those guys, man, they came together and we got some things done, and even mixing in some Josh Williams in there, man, they're playing. Yeah. He's kind of our Army Swiss now. He kind of plays every position up there. Man, they did a lot more that you probably don't get recognized for because our linebackers had another huge night, and that's because of what the D-line was doing up front. With Sam Cook had another great night, man. Did. I think Sam had about 14, 15 tackles. You got Trey Robinson who had a huge night. That's 2 weeks in a row he's showing up and had a real good night of football. Those guys are playing well, and we played solid in the secondary. We knew we had to come up and support the run and things like that defensively, so those guys answered the call.
Another great night on offense as well, Coach, as Brody Bowman comes to play again, has another big night. KJ has another big night. Gavin plays well. Tristan Blackman has a breakout night, and another player that we haven't seen all year steps onto the scene in Ajalon Graham.
Yeah, man, he was a spark. His first touch, he goes, I think, with 70 with it or 60 or something, whatever he went with, 80. I don't know what he went, but
long way.
Yeah, it was a long way. He took off and had a huge night. We got he's a guy that we play in a lot of different places. You'll see him at quarterback. You're going to see him at receiver. You're going to see him at corner. He's going to return punts. He's electrifying when the ball's in his hand. But, I look at Gavin Rigdon, 260 yards on the night. Huge night, man. Made some great decisions all night long. You can start to see that he's not, shying away from running the ball when he has to. And we asked him to run. Some of our play calls were reads, and he pulled it, and he did some good things with it, man. But he got the ball out to 7 different receivers. It was 5 the first week, 7 different receivers caught balls this week. So, he's doing a great job with managing the game. Our offensive line, those guys, man, first of all, they're productive by committee. Those guys had a huge night collectively, and I was proud of them protecting Gavin and things like that. And Tristan, like you mentioned, had a breakout game, 132 yards rushing, 14 carries. Brody Bowman had a heck of a night.
Sure did.
Yeah, he had over 100 yards receiving as well and made some crucial third down catches, and then that one at the end, right, that kind of, just sealed the deal for the game. KJ Blue, he did what KJ Blue's doing. You get the ball in his hands, and then Coach Dickerson and the staff, they put him in different places. They don't get him the ball from the same place. We're able to do a whole lot of things with KJ and making some things happen there. And it was good to get Tanner Eamon going. Big boy on the edge there. He made a good catch for us on Friday night. So, all those pieces are coming together offensively, man, and it's making for a good recipe for success.
It's making a hard team to scout, Coach. I know that for sure.
Yeah, well, that's the plan. We don't want to be one-dimensional offensively. We want to be able to get the ball out to different guys, and they're creative in how they do it. So, we just got to keep playing with energy, keep playing with detail and discipline, and everything else will happen like it needs to.
A rugged 34-13 victory over the Stanhope Elmore Mustangs. Let's take a look at those highlights.
First and 10 from the 22, and here's a give to McQueen up the middle. He is smacked at the line of scrimmage by the entire Prattville defensive front. And here's a give to Coleman this time, and he is hit for a loss. He is hit for a loss back at the 41-yard line.
Trey Rawlingson was the first guy there.
He keeps it and tries to get to the outside. He's wrapped up in the backfield, and he is dropped.
Baby.
Sam Cook. Same formation. Rigdon gives it up to Blackman, makes a man miss in the backfield, and he's loose out to the 10. Blackman on his feet out to the 18-yard line, and a first down for Prattville. And Gavin keeps it again, and he's got room. That's 14. Across the 50, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown, Prattville. First and 10 from the 22. Rigdon wants to pass, has it complete in the flat to the 15, down to the 10-yard line, and another first down. And here's an end-around give to Coleman, and Coleman is smacked at the 20-yard line. He is hit hard. Rolls to the near side, does Holcomb looking for somebody, and he is smacked in the backfield. 5-yard loss on the play. Has it, give direct to Blackman across the 3. He's going to be very close.
He's in there.
Touchdown. Is he in?
He's still in.
He is in. Touchdown. This ball's up and away and brought out from the 1. Closing the door quickly at the 15-yard line. Just underway here in the third quarter. Rigdon wants to pass.
Screen.
Setting up the screen. He's got it complete to Blackman. Blackman makes a man miss the 50. Across the 45, still on his feet. Breaking tackles at the 35-yard line. He's down to the 35. A first down for Prattville. Under 10 to play in the third quarter. Lines up 14-zip, and Gavin.
There he is. He's got him. He's got him.
A man deep. Got it down there. It's Bowman. Bowman makes the catch. At the 3-yard line. Over defender. First and goal from the 2. Rigdon under center. Blackman in the backfield. There's a pitch to Blackman going across the right side. He's hit at the 2 and drives ahead. He's in. Touchdown, Prattville. 3 in the formation. Looks to pass. Looks downfield across the seam, and he's got it complete at the 21-yard line to Colin Seegers. A.J. Graham from the shotgun. He's going to give it up to Blackman. Blackman's got room in the open field. 50, right up the middle, 40. A foot race to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Blackman, touchdown! In the third quarter, here's McQueen with the carry, trying to bounce it out to the outside. He's hit, and he is stuck. Darrell Washington again. Baby. Holcomb gives to McQueen. McQueen hit at the 5, and he is stuck.
Who was that? Who was that?
Stopped dead in his tracks.
Right there.
Brody Bowman. Brody Bowman.
Back to pass, looking Brody's way. Throws it up to him. Brody goes up and high points it at the sticks. Pulls it down, and his forward progress should give him a first down. Blackman to the right of Rigdon. Eamon alone on the far side. Rigdon looking to pass. Got a man open in the middle. And it is number 5. He scores. Touchdown, Prattville.
Welcome back to the Prattville Lions Football Review. Will Barrett along with head coach J.B. Wallace. Coach, it's time to unleash Week 2's Pepsi Player of the Week, and I have no idea who this is.
Well, you know, this player of the week could go to a number of players. We had a lot of guys that step up and had a huge night. You know, we had Braden Graham step up, had a huge night. Gavin Rigdon delivered for 2 weeks in a row. You had Brody Bowman, you had Tristan Blackman, you had all those guys. Sam Cook, Trey Rollins. It could be anybody, you know. But this week's Pepsi Player of the Game is none other than Tristan Blackman.
Oh, yeah.
Running back, 14 carries, 132 yards, had 3 touchdowns Friday night. You know, he's new at the running back position, and he's carried the load for us so far this year.
He is an absolute beast at the tailback spot, Coach.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to Tristan Blackman, our Pepsi Player of the Week. Well, Coach, now it's time for everybody's favorite segment of the Lions Review Show, Inside the Lions Cage. And this week we're going in with a guy that's played both sides of the ball, and this year a starting cornerback, Jordan Davis.
Yeah, Jordan Davis is definitely full of personality. You just never know what you're going to get with Jordan Davis. But, man, he's got a lot of life to him. You know, when he shows up to the practice field, he's different people every day. And I do know the closer we get to Friday night, the more he's quiet and he's locked in, he's ready to go. So I kind of figured out his pattern. But he's the type of guy you want in the Lions cage because it's going to be very interesting.
It definitely will be. Let's go inside the Lions cage with number 10, Jordan Davis. Well, Lion Nation, it's time to go inside the Lions cage this week with one of our longtime Prattville Lions. Been a Prattville Lion since he was a baby. Number 10, Jordan Davis. JD, welcome to the Lions cage.
Yes, sir. It feels welcome to be here.
Well, listen, man, you've been playing since youth Lions. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Is that about right?
Yes, sir.
And you played all over the field, but now you're the starting cornerback for the Prattville Lions. What does it mean to you to strap on that Power P and that Prattville across your chest and get out there on Friday nights?
I just love it. I just love playing for Prattville. Since I was a kid, I used to be a ball boy, so I just grew up around like Coach Wallace. Coach Wallace was the defensive coordinator when I was a ball boy, so I just loved it. I just looked up to those guys, and they just welcomed me, and it was just fun being out there, and I just loved the energy they played with, and I just loved being around.
Now, you spent a lot of time at wide receiver in the past few years, and this season you've moved over to a starting role as a cornerback. That's got to be quite a transition. Talk about what it meant and how you made that transition from the offensive side of the ball to the defensive side of the ball.
Yes, sir. To be honest, I had a shaky season at receiver last year, so me and Coach Wallace had a talk at the beginning of the season. He asked me what did I want to play. He asked me what I think would be best for the team and for me. And honestly, we have a great receiving corps, so I just wanted to play defense.
So wherever you can help the team.
Wherever I can help the team, I just want to win.
That's the true winner spirit right there, man. Now, tell us about everybody is different when it comes to pregame, when it comes to rituals. Like, I got to do this. If I don't do things in a certain order, I just don't feel right going into the game. You have any rituals like that?
Before prayer breakfast every morning, I had to get coffee. That's how I just start my day. I had to get coffee just to get me up and woke and just get to listen to my music and I just have my coffee. I just love my coffee.
All right. And now, if JD's making a coffee for himself and he's got anything to choose from, what goes in the coffee?
I had to have caramel.
Okay.
Whipped cream. I think that's about it. Caramel whipped cream.
It sounds like you're getting that from somewhere.
I go to Eliano's.
Okay.
Or I'll go to Starbucks.
And now you're about to have your choice of 4 or 5 coffee shops.
Yeah.
They're building them up in here in the preferred community.
Yes, sir.
Well, okay, speaking of coffee shops in the preferred community, there's no shortage of fast food restaurants here in this town. Where do you go if you can go anywhere you want to?
Either my top 2 choices are probably Chick-fil-A or Waffle House.
Okay. And what's the go-to order?
For Chick-fil-A, I get a number 1. I have to upgrade it to large. I have to.
Of course.
Then I'll get mac and cheese with it. Then I'll get a large shake, cookies and cream milkshake. And then I'll get a large Powerade.
That's a man's order right there. That is a man's order.
Gotta eat.
Gotta eat. You gotta replenish all them calories you be burning.
Yes, sir.
All right, now you're a senior. The end of the line is in sight. Graduation is going to be coming up in just a few months, and it'll be a new chapter in your life. How do you want to close this chapter? How do you want the Lion Nation to remember you?
I just want them to remember as a guy that just had fun on the field and just left it all on the field and just took the younger guys under my wing and just helped those guys.
I'll tell you, man, if these seniors aren't reaching down and pulling up the younger guys, then the next year's in trouble, and you're filling that gap right now.
Yes, sir. It is.
Now, You've had a very successful run through high school. It's coming to an end. Next chapter's opening. What's the future look like for JD?
Hopefully I can go play ball at the next level, but if not, probably take my time to the military.
Okay. Amen. Amen. Serving the country. I like that.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to clap you in on this. Long-standing tradition. I'll stay with you right here for emotional support. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The fight song is something that we do at the end of every one of these Lions cages, and today you get to sing the fight song to the Lion Nation that you've heard so many times. Now you get to sing it back.
Yes, sir.
And the way it works is I'll clap you in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you let it rip. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hooray for Prattville, hooray for Prattville. Someone in the stand yelling, hooray for Prattville. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me who you yelling for. Prattville, that's me.
Woo! Dude,
Yes,
awesome
sir.
job. Jordan Davis. Final segment here on the Prattville Lions football review. Coach, we're looking ahead next week to open up region play, a new region and new opponents, and we're looking at Oak Mountain High School.
Yeah, man. The first time that I've coached against Oak Mountain, just looking at them on film is going to make for a good game. They got a very talented offense, very talented quarterback. So that poses for, quite different matchups than we've had for the last few weeks with his style of play and their approach to the game. So our guys are going to get tested. We're going to get tested in the secondary this week for sure.
That's the third game of the season. We've had a home game over at Wetumpka. We've had a road game at Stanhope. This will be our first true road test, though.
Yeah, but it's still we got to travel. So if we're not ready for anything, we're ready to take the road and go play. That's the positive to this all with our stadium situation. Our guys, we're gonna travel, like we're supposed to. They know what it takes to play on the road and all those things. One thing that I hadn't had an issue with this group is just to focus on game day. That's something that, as coaches, we don't even have to police that anymore. They police that, and they know what the expectation is. And when we step into church on Sunday on Friday for prayer breakfast, those guys, they're ready to go. I can just tell just from the look in their eyes and their mannerisms, they're ready to play on Friday morning.
Absolutely, Coach. And 2-0 to start the season. That's got to have these kids riding a wave of momentum heading into region play. That's got to help.
Yeah, that's what we work for. We're 2-0, but to them, we're 1-0, and we're trying to be 1-0 again. And the only thing that they're worried about, and even as a staff, we're worried about Oak Mountain. We're not really concerned about Stanhope anymore. We're not concerned about who's after Oak Mountain. We're worried about Oak Mountain, and getting out of that stadium with the win is what we're aiming to do.
We'll get ready to come support the Lions next week at Oak Mountain High School as they open up region play against the Oak Mountain Eagles. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock, and we will see you there. So for the Millser behind the camera, for head coach J.B. Wallace, I'm Will Barrett saying thank you for listening and watching the Prattville Lions Football Review. And as always, good night, God bless, and go Lions.
The Prattville Lions Football Review with Coach J.B. Wallace. Brought to you by Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep of Prattville, Trustmark Bank, and Durbin Auto Parts.